welcome to the Twins of Media Live. Welcome.
Welcome, guys. I'm your host, Trisha.
And Tasha.
It's Friday.
Friday,
yes. How you guys doing out there?
Well, it's been a minute. We took, a couple of weeks off?
Yeah, a couple of weeks off to kind of give ourselves a break, like a little at the end of summer break. Well, it's not officially end of summer yet, but almost there.
Yeah. It's fall. What is it officially fall?
I think the 22nd of September is the end of summer.
Okay,
yeah.
End of summer. Okay,
Don't quote me on that, guys.
Yeah. We caught ourselves having like a little bit of fall colors in the background with the flowers. So again, happy Friday. It's Feel Good Friday. Thank you for joining us for a new season of the Twins of Media Live. And if you're here, please show us some love and comment and drop us some hearts. All right.
Hearts, emojis, and all that love, guys.
Well, we've got a really great show today.
Yes,
we
we
have
do.
Tyler Perry's BET Plus series, Bruh. We have the actor Mahdi Cocci. He'll be speaking with us momentarily, just in a few seconds. And we're going to speak with him about the new show and all things that are going on with him in the acting world and what he's doing during the pandemic, like everybody else, right?
Right. I think they filmed in the bubble. When
Yeah.
they were on the,
Yeah, Tyler Perry has a pretty airtight kind of thing happening. Like he's cranking out those shows.
Crank them out, guys.
Yeah. So we're going to bring on Mahdi Cocci. Again, he plays on the Tyler Perry's series, Bruh. Here we go.
Here we go. Hello. How are you?
Hey, how we doing?
All
Doing
right.
great. Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, first of all, for being on the Twins and Media Live and spending your afternoon with us.
Of course. Thanks for having me. It's good to talk to you ladies again.
Yes,
You're welcome.
yes. We're going to get right into it. It's Friday. We always tell our audience members it's Feel Good Friday, Fashion Friday. Friday takes on all kinds of meaning, but we're going to stick with Feel Good Friday. Okay, so you are on the BET Plus show, Bruh. It's the Tyler Perry show, and you all just pretty much finished filming, like 19 shows in 4 days? Like, what? That is crazy. That is crazy. So tell us, what was the energy like filming that many shows within a short amount of days?
It was surprisingly, it was really good. I mean, obviously, anytime you're going to film that quickly, it's going to feel overwhelming. But initially, that wasn't the plan. We had some more days planned. But according to Tyler Perry, and I like to believe him, the fact that we were super ready, that kind of dictated the pace. So on day one, when we were essentially finished with what was on the schedule, then it was like, we have time. Everyone seems ready. Let's pull some of what tomorrow's shot list into today. And, so we just kind of adjusted like that. And the cool thing about it was when the bubble happened, we decided, we were there at the same time of another show, Ruthless, that was filming.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they had us all come in at the same time, but they were filming when we weren't filming. So we had idle time. So our cast got a good chance to really delve into the work and dive deeply. And, when you have that kind of captive audience and we already have such good chemistry and we really have a true love for each other, then you have the ability to really just prepare yourselves. So we prepared ourselves, and it was it's not easy. It's not easy, but at the same time, I'm really excited for what it's going to look like when it finally comes out. So we're proud of what we accomplished.
All right.
So talk to us about your character, Dr. Tom Brooks, and also too, what can fans expect in season 2?
Well, okay, so right now, currently, we are in season 1.
Okay.
We want to split up into 2 parts. So there's 24 total episodes for season 1. 12 were released, and then there was a break. And then the break, or the second half just resumed yesterday, Thursday.
Okay.
So now every Thursday, you're going to get new episodes until season 1 is complete. Season 2 will probably air, I guess, I don't even know, sometime in 2021. Sometime next year.
Now, was it because of the pandemic? You guys had it broken up that way because of the pandemic, or was it just that way initially?
I wish I could tell you. It's one of those things where it's kind of outside of my pay grade, but I like that we're resumed again. Like they did a little mid-season finale and, gave people, I guess, time to catch up and binge the first 12. And now it's like we're back on the weekly releases. But yeah, so season 2, I think what I would look forward to, like, continue to watch season 1, and I really feel like it's going to continue to improve. Like from episode 1 all the way through episode 24, the first season, like you're going to see the improvement. And quite frankly, like we had the ability for, our chemistry just continued to grow. And I think that is really like it's present on screen and you can see it. So thankfully, season 1, we actually shot chronologically. So episode 1 was like on day 1, and then like episode 24 was on like the final day. You know what I mean? So we went kind of in order. So ultimately, you can kind of see the growth, I feel like, and the story obviously evolves. And season 2 is a continuation of that. And there's storylines get kind of more intricate and more involved. And it touches on a lot of things. It touches on a lot of, some current events things, like shed light on some things serious.
Right.
But, the tone overall there's like a humorous tone overall, even with real life topics that we're dealing with. So I think that's what's, kind of nice about the show is that you don't have to feel the heaviness, but you see real issues and just a group of friends dealing with them.
Yeah, that's good.
And that's great. And Mahdi, especially because it's 4 African-American males and you all are in your 30s and you were like friends and now again, you're in your 30s and you're navigating through life and relationships and things of that sort. What do you like about the fact that this show, Bruh, depicts African-American men as such a great light? And, because the news, we get all kind of negativity. So how do you feel about that depiction on this particular show?
I think one of my favorite things about the show is that it doesn't paint Black men as just, somewhat the monolithic stereotype that has been presented in the past and whatnot. So, all 4 of us are, no one has kids out of wedlock. We're all working professionals.
Yeah.
And, it's like we support each other. And I think that the beauty in that is, to a lot of Black people, that's normal. And it should be normal, right? It's like that's just life. But I think that, somewhat there's the, with stereotypes that do exist in film and television, people, especially maybe people who aren't Black, who don't have a lot of interaction, this is the imagery that they receive, so they assume that things are a certain way. And, some of the best compliments I've had since the show has been out is just people who watch the show and can connect and relate, like, oh man, like, Bill reminds me of like my, one of my bros I grew up with, or you remind me of this, or, and what's cool is like, I've had people tell me that of like all different ethnicities, which is like, to me, kind of how it should be. Cause people like, we're African Americans and that matters in this country, but at the same time, like ultimately, like we're just human beings, like not something different than everyone else needs to kind of understand. So I think the beauty in that is that like, everybody can kind of like see that, relate to it, and, connect to it, because we're just, it's 4 different personalities.
I like that.
And but we all connect,
So are you guys also friends off screen as well?
Absolutely. And we didn't meet until we started film, or I guess we actually met at the callback. So we met when we first, like there ended up being 2 callbacks before booking the actual show. And we developed chemistry like right away, and that was what was cool. And now like we're so in tune with one another. Like we got the group chat and we talk, all the time, and just stay in contact because, and not work related stuff, because that's just kind of like who we are. And that's why I couldn't be more thankful for a better group. And no double egos. Everybody just came with the same intention of making this show the best we could possibly make it, right?
It's pretty cool. I like
Pretty
that.
cool.
Yeah.
So, Mahdi, we've spoken before, and it's
Mhm.
always great to reconnect and talk again. And you know, as we mentioned earlier, Tyler Perry has this "don't stop, won't stop" thing. He's cranking out these shows, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
who knows what movies and all
Right.
that. And he's doing it in a way where a lot of people have been at a standstill, but he's been able to get these movies and television shows out on his studio. And so what's the atmosphere like as far as keeping everything safe, and how did the actors and actresses feel about being on set? Like, was it any concern in the beginning when you guys were filming?
I mean, not from my end, at least.
Okay.
Like everything was done super safely, and that's what is a testament to Tyler Perry and his just ability to be a leader in the marketplace, because he was really the first one brave enough to implement a plan
Yeah.
Yeah.
to start filming again. You know, when they first filmed season 2 of Sisters, I think that was like June, when
Yeah.
really nobody was touching it. So somewhat he has been the trailblazer to lead the way, and you'll see now other productions are starting to follow suit, because he's implemented a blueprint that enables the work to happen. And you know, the proof is in the results. Like, we got tested every 3-4 days while we were on set. We got tested 2 weeks prior to checking on board, then 3 days prior to checking on board, then the day we arrived, and then stayed isolated 24 hours for those results to come back. And then we were allowed to interact. And even within the interaction, it was limited to, you know, always masks being worn, keep the distance, no really physical touching, you know. So all of that, it's annoying, quite frankly. I mean, I'll tell you the truth.
Right.
I love these people, right? My castmates. So it's like, I want to look at their faces. I want to hug them. I want to do all that.
Mouths and everything. Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like, we all would much prefer that
Yeah.
than to be home not working. So
Exactly.
it's like, it's, you know, everybody's in the same boat. Nobody is like, yeah, I prefer masks and like not to have like physical touch with people that I'm, you know, that I care about. But at the same time, it's like, if that's the sacrifice that we have to make, then that's what we do. And again, we got through without incident. All the tests, no positive COVID tests through the whole course of the filming and the whole time on board Camp Quarantine at TPS. So I'd say, you know, it's a good plan.
And go Tyler Perry. And I can't resist, you know, asking. Tyler, he's such a phenomenal director and creator and all of these things that encompasses Tyler Perry.
Yeah.
And you all are on set with him. Everybody's being safe and following protocol. And I know he doesn't do the Medea character anymore, but does Medea ever slip up when Tyler Perry's on the studio? Just a little bit.
You know, like season 2, I'm trying to think about that. I can't say I recall a season 2 sighting. I don't want to say that like he didn't allow an appearance, but like I can't say I remember. I definitely remember season 1 a couple of times. He like dropped into the voice and just like had everybody dying. You know what I mean? So it's a very, and especially like you said now, because Medea, he sort of retired her. Like everyone appreciates it. So when he does, I think he picks the good moments to like bring her out, and everybody's just busting up laughing. You know, it gives them an opportunity, because you know it's a lot of hard work there, and you know he leads the way. But obviously, the guy's got a great sense of humor, and that's another reason why it's awesome to work for somebody like that, who's like all about business, but you know, ready to have a good time as well.
Love it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool, because, you know, we're living in some hard times right now. And so laughter is just wonderful, you know, whenever you can get it.
Imperative, right?
What do you have coming up aside from Breath on BT Plus?
So the second half of the first season is going to be airing probably through the end of the year. We filmed the second season, just wrapped that. And right now there are a couple of projects that I have that were like kind of put on pause at the beginning of COVID, and now they're still up in the air, assuming 2021 be resuming. But I'm starting to see things come back, like maybe a little more quickly than we assumed. So I should definitely be able to, you know, report on some good
I'm looking forward to that.
things soon. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, we're glad that you're staying busy. And with that being said, how have you, outside of your acting and being on the studio set, how have you remained active during the pandemic to take care of yourself?
Yeah, well, I guess I've tried to get active and do some things that I hadn't done before.
Okay.
You know, so buddy of mine has a lake house in Maryland. I went up there and like was on the lake and tried some wake surfing, which I'd never done. It was amazing. It was fun. Another buddy of mine is a stuntman. He grew up riding motorcycles. It's like teaching me how to ride a motorcycle.
Wow.
You know, I'm just trying to, I guess, just learn some new things in the interim, because you miss it. I mean, one thing that I realized is how much I appreciate even just the ability to audition. You know, obviously working on set, there's nothing that compares to that. But even auditioning, there's like, even if you don't get to play it on the day for the actual project, you get the opportunity to kind of flex the muscle and, you know, bring these parts alive, even if it's just for the sake of auditioning. So when everything shut down, then like that wasn't happening, you know, and, you know, just to flex those creative muscles, that's important. So trying other things has been something that I've kind of been able to at least ease some of the you know, cabin fever or whatever you want to call it.
Be careful on the motorcycle, okay? Just be careful.
Yes.
Because you also early on in your career you did a lot of modeling and things of that sort, but we need you on these television shows
And One Piece. Yeah. So
please
be careful on the motorcycle.
Appreciate that. Yeah, we get. Oh, it's all about safety. You know, it's all about safety.
All about safety. What also what we love is the creativity that has come out of being in the pandemic and dealing with COVID and things of that sort, like everything from Kevin Hart creating some type of, I think it's some type of game show that they do on their Instagram with other people.
Right.
And what would you say? Would you say your creativity for maybe doing projects going forward, because maybe you have something in the works now because of the pandemic, would you say this particular time has heightened your creativity to do things going forward?
Actually, yeah. I mean, I guess, again, you got to take the good with the bad. So a lot of it, it has been a bummer. It's just been a bummer for things to be shut down. And obviously a lot of people have been affected by it, besides health-wise, but other people financially, other people like whatever. But I think one thing that it did illustrate, as you just mentioned, is we do have at least the ability to create on our own. So if there isn't, you know, projects filming and auditions coming your way, you can work on things, you know. So one of my good friends, who's also an actor, is also he's a filmmaker as well. So he's been learning a lot of stuff in the realm of like production side and video editing, and you know, so he and I are planning on working on our own project, and you know, like all of these things kind of stemmed from this idle time in a way, you know. So it does, you know, it does kind of inspire the ability to like try different things, because what else is there, you know?
Right. What else is there?
Exactly.
And speaking of doing things and being on Bruh and playing a really popular character, what is the fan mail like in the form of like, do you get any fan mail or DMs? What's happening there?
No, it's been like I said, the best thing about that is the ability to connect to other human beings, right? And that's really, it's like, that's the desire to even do this work. Like this art form of storytelling on film is something that I always connected to just as a viewer, you know, like growing up, I always loved watching TV and watching movies. So to have the opportunity to be in a place where people that I've never met, that have never met me, are like connected with and touched by these stories that we're telling on camera is like, I mean, there's really no substitute to that, you know? So like, I'm so thankful and appreciative of like everybody who has reached out and just been like, wow, like, you know, love the show. You know, and it gets sentimental. You know, certain people, like, it's reminded them of lost loved ones and things like that. And yeah, you know, it really touched my heart. You know, it's hard to not be moved by when others are moved by what we do. And that's what's kind of beautiful about the art form, is that we create it, you know, obviously created from the mind of Tyler Perry, and then like through our hearts into the art of our, you know, bringing it to life. And then it's not ours anymore. It's like you give it to the world, and the world views it and consumes it and does with it whatever they decide, you know, however they want to relate to it, or whatever they want to make, whatever connections they want to make. And that's really awesome, you know? So like, regardless of what the original intentions of the work were when it was created, it can do so much and way beyond what we ever could have imagined. So that's the most rewarding part about getting these, you know, DMs or whatnot. It's just like people who really just share what it meant to them. And it's like, it really just, it hits the heart, you know.
Now, do you read all of them? Did you go through the DMs?
I try, like, you know, it depends. I guess it depends on the timing.
Right.
Sometimes I have more time, and it's like, let me go through and just see some of these, you know. Sometimes I neglect, and, you know, they disappear after a while if they're unchecked or whatnot. So, you know, I apologize for anyone who sent me something I didn't get to see or whatnot, because I know I'm not the best at it all the time. But I do try to make it a point to go through when I can, and you know, because I'm super grateful and appreciative that people take time to watch, and even to send the message if that was what it inspired them to do, you know.
Yeah, we like that. It's pretty cool.
We've got a couple more questions before we wrap up the interview. And one question is, if you were able to play a character living or not living, what would that character be and why?
So like, but this is like a person somebody who has lived on the earth.
Yeah, so lived on the earth or not, someone who's, you know, who's gone on, but a character that, you know, a person that you would like to play as a character. Yes. Got it.
But an actual person, not just like
an
actual person. Sounds like her.
Person, yes.
You know, like my friend, like we just had this conversation on set when we were filming, but my castmates kind of like, they make fun of me and they call me Obama, you know, but we need you in the Obama movie. So that has been a dream of mine, one that maybe I've been a little shy about to share, you know, but I would absolutely appreciate that opportunity.
Yeah. You know, before you said it, I was like, okay, I see Obama, but we'll wait and see what Mahdi has to say.
You know, like I said, like, it's been a joke. People call me Mahdi Obama or different things, you know.
It's happening. We can see it happening.
And Mahdi, if you are to play Barack Obama, who's Michelle? Anybody that you have in mind that you would think would be a great person to play Michelle?
That would be your Michelle.
Great question. I don't know. I have to think about that one. Next time we chat, I'll try to have a good answer for that. You know, I do a little casting of my own.
Yeah. Okay. And then also, again, great work on the show and working with Tyler Perry. Give us a takeaway working with Tyler Perry that you hold near and dear, as far as maybe advice he has given you or to the cast or crew, or just something that you remember or hold in general as far as when it comes to working with Tyler Perry.
Wow. I mean, obviously there's so much, just him being who he is, right? It's hard to not be inspired just by watching him, observing him, understanding his story and what it took for him to accomplish all that he's accomplished.
Yeah.
But I mean, here's the thing. I think that, like, even you just look at right now, they're doing back to back. Tyler Perry calls it Camp Quarantine, right? So the bubble that they're doing at the studios to film the shows. And he was a market leader to do that. And as everybody is now aware, the guy has over $1 billion net worth.
So we heard. We did hear about that.
So we heard, right? So he doesn't need these shows, right? He doesn't need them. Like, it's not like he could be quarantining on his own private island if he wants to, because he has one, right? And just
Right.
not worried about none of this.
Yeah.
But he's there, and it's hot, you know, like some of the shows, I mean, our show's in studio, but some of the shows are like filmed with the sets external and like outside, sweating, like long 12, 15-hour days, all kinds of stuff. And he's still doing that, right? So you're like, if that guy who has all these accolades, all this money, all these accomplishments, is still pushing that hard, right? And he's like the top guy in the studios, and it rolls downhill. You know, it really rolls downhill. So it's almost like when you witness that, and you're somebody who is working for him in the universe that he's created,
Yeah.
it's hard to not feel like inspired to really put the work in, because look at what he's doing. It's like, you know, comparatively, you're like, I should probably be the one working harder than the guy who's off. You know, so yeah, if nothing else, I mean, the example that he sets by just being who he is and doing what he does, I think it elevates everybody's game. Everybody kind of has to rise to the occasion of just, you know, this is our leader is doing this.
Yeah.
You know, not like, you know, trying to sit up in air conditioning and let everybody else do the work while he like counts money. But he's on the ground doing work. Again, he's writing, he's directing, he's doing so much. So yeah, that's it's something to observe and admire.
Okay, awesome. So tell everyone why they should tune in to Bruh. We should tune in. Like,
if I had to break it down to one word, I would say relatability. I think that everybody, you know, men and women and you know, folks of all ages and ethnicities can relate to some aspect of like this, because it's friendship, right? And that's like human to human interaction. So I think that like these real friendships that you'll see on screen are gonna connect to anybody who tunes in. So check us out.
Okay.
I love it.
Yes.
Mahdi Cocci, thank you so much for speaking with us on the Twins and Media Live. It's been such a pleasure, and we're excited for you and all that you have going on, and with the television show and working on the studio and other things you have in the works and extracurricular activities. Wear your helmet, okay?
Always.
Wear your helmet. And again, thank you so much, and we look forward to connecting with you again.
Thank you, Trisha. Thank you, Tasha. Ladies, you've been great. Thanks again.
All right. Be blessed.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right. That was our interview with Mahdi Cocci. Again, if you were part of our broadcast so far, he plays on the Tyler Perry's BET Plus show, Bruh. So we were catching up with him and all things that he's doing on television and outside of the studio time.
Yeah, if you guys have also watched the show, let us know in the comments how you like the show, the characters, the friendship, the camaraderie. Just let us know how you feel about it.
Yeah. And, you know, and again, we mentioned in the interview that we like the fact of the show depicts four positive, like they have positive African American men, but I like the fact that Mahdi mentioned that it should pass race. You know, surpasses race. It's all about being a human being, and you know, whatever we have inside of us, talents, gifts, professions, and all of that, we should not pretty much look at color.
Yeah, it actually kind of reminds me of the show Girlfriend.
Yeah,
the male version of that show, which is, I think, is it now streaming or soon to be streaming on Netflix today. Actually, marked 20 years.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, 20 years, you look kind of old when you think about 20 years because you remember watching.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. There's Girlfriends, that is 20 years, as you mentioned. And then yesterday, Will Smith, sorry, we don't have a photo for it, but it's on our Instagram, so you can go to our Instagram.
And our Instagram handle is at BSM_Matt.
Yeah, so yesterday we shared on our Instagram page, Will Smith, he had a picture of the cast.
Now, I want to ask you, do you think this also part of the time that we're living in as far as the pandemic and what's going on and all the racial injustice and just people just letting things just kind of like subside and just say, hey, let's just mend these friendships or broken relationships?
In terms of what, Janet, is it?
Hebert and Will Smith, because, you know, it's been public that they have had a rift for years.
Yeah.
Where they didn't get along. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're talking about Will Smith sharing a photo of the cast, minus James Avery, God rest his soul,
Yes.
rest in peace.
Yes.
But Will Smith posted a picture on his Instagram, and so I guess he reported that, or he said on his Instagram rather, that there will be a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reunion. It's going to happen on Showtime Max or something of that
and we are
sort.
so here for that. You know, so if you guys are looking forward to that, go ahead and drop that in the comments, your heart emojis, whatever you want to drop in there to show your support, because it's going to be awesome. Yes,
and then we were also, so the rift or the feud that he had with the original Aunt Viv.
Yes, the sassy Aunt Viv.
The sassy Aunt Viv. They actually, Will Smith shared a picture. There was two photos. One, the first photo was the cast and crew, and then the second photo was a picture with him with Janet Hubert. I think I'm saying her last name correctly, but they've had a long-standing feud, and to see a photo of those two, I mean, just sitting down in one place and actually talking to each other through the picture. We can look at the picture and see. 2020 is not so bad after all if it can get Will Smith and Janet Hubert in one picture together.
One word that comes to mind when I saw that photo: forgiveness.
Yeah, forgiveness.
Forgiveness.
Life is too short. Forgiveness.
Yeah. There is some good in 2020, and relationships and friendships are being mended and put back together. And so, it's pretty cool.
And if you are in a position where you need to forgive, because sometimes it's hard to forgive, depends on the situation, but life is too short, so we encourage everyone to live life one day at a time. Be happy overall. Be happy overall, and forgiving will release. It will just give you freedom, pretty much.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. And again, if you're here, comment and let us know.
Show the twins some love, guys.
And drop us some heart emojis, and also let us know if you enjoyed today's interview with Mahdi Cocci of the Tyler Perry series, which
that airs on UT Plus.
Yes, every Thursday. So the mid-series first show debuted yesterday.
Yeah, I think I said season 2, but the pandemic has my time clock just all off. You know, some days I'm trying to. Is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? Some days my days go together and they run together. So I think the pandemic just has us all.
Kind of like technically it could be like the season 2 because they did like a mid-season stop. And then
and then television is so different now than it used to be back in the day. So, you know, and then Tyler Perry, you know, he has his own studio. Come on, guys, he has his own studio.
Yeah, right.
So he can probably say 12 midnight, let's film something at 12 midnight and let's get it done, you know. So.
And I like the fact that Mahdi, he emphasized the fact that Tyler Perry has been a leader.
Yeah.
He's been a leader and pioneer and what to do when sometimes things have stopped or at a standstill.
I like that because it to me, I think it says that even though he understood that we are in a pandemic, he didn't let the panic and pandemic stop his work and his production and things like that. So for that alone, he is a leader and a pioneer. Yeah.
And it's also it's all about ownership too. Yeah. It's all about ownership with compassion. Mm-hmm. It's one thing to want ownership and kind of be like me, and it's all about me and I'm self-absorbed. But to have the mindset to want to own something, but then also as you're doing it, you're also sharing with other people and you're teaching other people. And I think that's what he does with his cast and crew.
Okay, I like that. And speaking of ownership, speaking of owning, do you guys own a copy of the current issue of BSM Magazine? You know where you can get that copy at? bsmmedia.com. And you can grab your copy today. And on the cover, we have Curtis Cook. You guys know Curtis Cook. You know, he's from that show called The Shy.
Yeah, Showtime.
And they just actually announced the season 4 that's going to be.
They got picked up for season 4.
Picked up for season 4.
On
so, congratulations to our friend Curtis Cook for that happening. And so, you guys check out our September-October issue of BSM Magazine.
See if we can go ahead and get this video going for you guys.
Let's see. Production is.
It's
being kind to us today.
Fall season,
Enjoy the September-October 2020 issue of BSM Magazine with actor Curtis Cook, who talks Showtime's The Shy, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, and even tells us about his journey to acting. Check out the BSM Puzzle t-shirt and puzzle mug. Also, shop with these amazing brands like Arignani's luxury handbags at arignani.com, Soul Beautiful Apothecary at soulbeautifulopothecary.square.site, and True Hair Savant at etsy.com. To read more about Curtis Cook and to join the conversation about Power to the Queendom play and the John Lewis and Chadwick Boseman tribute, head on over to bsmandmedia.com to grab your copy today. Follow us on social media and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at BSM Media Group.
But there you guys have it, the current issue of BSM Magazine. And again, you guys can head over to bsmandmedia.com to grab your copy today.
Yes, and we actually had a social media post. I think it was on our Facebook page, right?
Yes, Facebook page. And we asked a question.
Yes.
When was the last time you laughed out loud, not type LOL, but actually laughed out loud? And we had a couple people respond. Some of you guys are still shy. It's okay. We don't know why. We like giving stuff away. It's free. But we had a couple people respond. And so, drum roll. And the winner is, what is it, Denisha Fisher-Rings?
Mm-hmm. Then she goes on Nisha
Nisha.
Rings.
Okay.
Yeah. You are the winner of a digital copy of BSM Magazine. Congratulations.
Yay! And actually, the really cool thing about that is that we're so happy to give her that free issue for her participation. But also, too, a little side note is that she also went to junior high school.
Yeah, she's a junior high school buddy. Not telling you guys what year,
Oh,
but we went
You'll never get that.
we went to middle school together. So again, congratulations, Nisha, and we hope that you enjoy the current issue of BSM Magazine. And you must connect with us. You can send us a message and let us know what you thought of the issue.
Yeah, we'll tag you, Misha, and also too, we will just go ahead and just reach out in the inbox as well.
So, okay, so what do we have happening in celebratory news?
Well, one thing I do want to talk about, I know we had the Holly Berry, but Tia Mari Hardrick.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
We don't have a picture.
You guys know her from Sister. And so her and her twin sister Tamara, and she actually spoke to ET Entertainment Tonight through their I can't think of what unfiltered programming that they have, and she spoke about her and her twin sister wanted to be on a popular teen magazine back at the height of their career when Sister was out in the 90s, and they were denied. Guess what, guys? Because of their race, because they were black. And you know, Tia and Tamara are biracial. They have a black mom and a white father, but they were denied the opportunity because of being black. So,
Yeah.
I mean, when I heard about that, and of course we did an article on that, I was like really surprised, but not surprised.
Yeah, and I like the fact that Tia now, I believe they're 42.
Yeah, 42.
She said that if she wished she would have spoken up
Right.
back then. But of course, when you're a teenager, you're very early.
Still finding your
20s.
voice.
Yeah,
Yes.
but the woman she is now, when she looks back at that teenage girl, she wished she would have spoken up, and because of that incident, she makes sure that she tells her children, you know, you're beautiful, her son, and then her daughter, you're beautiful, your skin color is beautiful. And so that's something that she continues to say to her children,
Right.
because of that incident and other stuff too.
Yeah, you guys want to read about that, head over to bsmmedia.com
Yeah.
for more stories on celebrity news, entrepreneurs, and lifestyle.
Yeah, so we have, let's see, we're going to show a photo.
Miss Halle Berry.
Okay, so Halle Berry recently had mentioned that when she won her Oscar, that it ended up being more of a heartbreak for her than not, because it's kind of like that Oscar curse or something.
Yeah, I think
And
it's been 18 years since she's won the Oscar, and
Yeah.
since then, no woman of color, a black woman, has won the lead role, actress role.
yeah, best actress.
Best actress, I'm sorry,
Yeah,
for the
well,
Oscar, yeah.
For the Oscar. And, you know, Halle Berry, yeah, she did voice that she was disappointed. She did an interview with Variety magazine. And in the interview, she talked about, of course, she has a movie that's coming out that's called Bruised. and she will both direct and star in the movie. She's very excited about that and finding her voice as a director. And she's really excited about that part because of the fact that since 2002, there has not been another African American woman that has won Best Actress. And she felt like that moment when she accepted her acceptance speech, rather, that she thought the moment was bigger than her, but then years after that, she kind of questioned, like, was it really bigger than me? Because the movement has been so
right.
slow.
I think actually when she won her Oscar, she named other Black actresses. I think she named
was it Vivica Fox?
Vivica Fox, and I can't think of the other ones, but she did name some people.
Yeah. And so there was, but no, it's a really great interview, and she's really excited about her director role again in the movie Bruce, and it will be showing at the what is it?
I think it might have been Regina King too, who is also doing her thing.
Yeah.
She had something going on recently. I will have to, just toggle back to that, but she's doing her thing as well.
Yeah, and actually Halle Berry gave her kudos on her Instagram, speaking of Halle Berry, and then going to Regina King, was the fact that she's very excited and proud of Regina King, who is making her directorial debut.
Okay,
with which will premiere this week, I believe this weekend. If I'm incorrect, please let me know, at the Toronto Film Festival. I guess it's called TIFF 2020. But her movie or film, One Night in Miami, is a story that centers around a 1964 meeting between boxer Muhammad Ali, activist Malcolm X, singer Sam Cooke, and football player
Jim Brown.
And Holly says, quote, "I am thrilled," and being thrilled is an understatement, end quote. And she thanks Regina King for bringing the story to the screen. And also, we thank these women for bringing such amazing stories to the small and big screen as well.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, so congratulations, both Halle Berry and Regina King, and we're excited to be able to see what you guys bring to the table.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about a giveaway. Going to break it up and talk about a giveaway, and I just took it off mid-pose. But we actually mentioned this the last live before our break, and it's Live Ho, and it is the blue light glasses that you can wear when you are staring at your screen on the phone or computer. And my oldest son actually was teasing me about it because I was like, of course, in my lounge wear, pajamas, if you want to call that, and I had these glasses on, and he asked me, he said, well, are you going to write a book? And I'm thinking like, okay, well, I thank you, I guess. and then also, too, he said, all you need is a string of pearls. I think they're cute. My husband said they're cute. But one of the things is they actually work, so I'm going to put it on, guys.
She looks adorable, yeah.
They actually work because when I am looking at the screen and actually looking at my phone, it does help me not to squint. So if you guys just comment, what should I comment in the live comments, to win a pair of these. They come in white and they also come in black as well. I think they're pretty chic. Yeah. So the comment should be what? Just glasses or blue light glasses?
Comment. Comment on something that you worked on this week that brought you great joy, because it's Feel Good Friday. So comment on something that you worked on. It could be something very small steps, or something big. But again, send us a comment and let us know something that you worked on this week that made you feel great. Again, because it's Feel Good Friday. So we would like to hear that, and then you have the opportunity to be able to win. Is it the Blu-ray?
Yeah, it's
Blu-ray glasses.
Yeah, blue light.
Blue light.
Yeah, and the merchant is Live Ho, and it actually does work, guys, because I wear it all the time when I am looking at the computer screen because of work, and then also my phone. So it does help with the squinting aspect as well. Yeah.
So what else do we have going on? We always ask each other.
Oh, Kelly Ripa and her husband.
Yeah. Let's see if we can do a picture of that.
Right. They actually have signed a 2-year movie deal with Lifetime, and they're going to be working on a project, 2 movies that depict real life crime. Something that happened in real life that was crime related.
Oh, okay.
And they're going to turn it into a Lifetime movie. So they have that coming up. and I think it's supposed to start in 2021.
Okay. And they're they're a really cute couple, and they've worked together before on Kelly and Ryan?
Yeah,
now,
they've been married since 1996, and of course, you guys, if you are old enough to remember All My Children, the soap opera. If you're not, okay, we get it, we understand. You're super young.
Yeah.
But they actually were both on the show, and they met and started dating outside of work, and they've been married since 1996. And like you said, he's also been a co-host on Live with Kelly and Ryan. Yeah, so they're always used to working together.
And especially in the industry of Hollywood and television and film and movies, and to be married that long, it's something.
Yeah, really I think she said that recently he's in quarantine right now with the show Riverdale.
Okay, yeah, he does put on the show Riverdale.
Yeah, so he's in quarantine right now, just like a lot of other people are in quarantine for their shows, so that you guys can be entertained.
Entertained, yes. And if you have joined our broadcast a little bit later, we actually, let me pull up a picture here, we interviewed Mahdi Cocci. He's the one at the top left-hand corner. Tyler Perry's bruh, so if you can go back and look at the replay later, but this is actually the ensemble cast of Tyler Perry's BET Plus show, Bruh. So that was
which airs on BET, like you said, BET Plus on Thursday, and the current season is out right now, so you guys make sure you catch that, and let us know if you've already watched it, what you think about it. Put that in the comments as well, and show Marty some love.
Show some love. And then also, if you are watching something on Netflix, binge watching, discovering something new. I know I did a post maybe a couple of weeks ago, and I was talking about the Game, which is one of my favorite shows. My name is Latasha. It's Tasha, and
Tasha Mack,
and I've been called Tasha Mack. I don't have stuff in my trunk, so but I've been called Tasha Mack. But I did a post on Facebook, and there was somebody on Facebook. I didn't realize sometimes people are new to watching some of the television shows. So one of the my Facebook friends is like, "Oh, this is my first time watching the Game." And I'm like, really? Yeah.
Well, the cool thing about it being on Netflix, these shows like Moesha and The Game and Sister, is that like what Marty was talking about, it just goes beyond what we probably normally would see like on BET and other, not that there's anything wrong with that, but it lets everybody see the shows as well.
Yeah. So I've been watching. I pretty much already watched The Game. It's one of my
so you've already binge watched The Game on Netflix?
Mm-hmm. One of my favorite. I think I mentioned it before. Seasons 1 and 3 were the best.
Yeah.
Season 4 is okay, but after that, it kind of lost a little bit of the comedy for me. But but I love seasons 1 and 3, and I am watching Sister.
Okay.
I'm watching that because I guess I didn't watch all the shows that came on earlier in the years, and so some of the shows they're kind of new to me, or I may have forgotten some of the shows.
Yeah, 6 seasons of Sister, and it's just wonderful for old fans and new fans to basically just kind of just reconnect with the show. It just always had a fun spirited feel about it. Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
And I didn't realize Tamara. There was an article too. Tamara actually auditioned for the role of
Ashley Banks on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which went to Tatiana Ali. She's, of course, they're wonderful job in that role.
Definitely made for Tatiana, but Tamara said if she would have gotten the role of Ashley Banks, she would not have been able to work with her twin
Everything
sister.
Works for happens for a reason.
Yeah, so definitely. And I'm like, I'm kind of thinking, and actually,
I mean, I could see it working, but then also too, I cannot picture anyone outside of Tatiana Ali playing that role.
Really good. Really good playing that role, rather. But then there was also, I've heard this before, the late Whitney Houston, she was actually
supposed to play Sandra on The Cosby Show. Right, and speaking of The Cosby Show, Keisha Knight Podium, we had an article on that as well. You guys head over to bsmmedia.com to read those articles on celebrity news, entrepreneurs, and lifestyle. But she recently mentioned that her daughter says that she wants to follow in her footsteps to be a child actor, and she basically just let her daughter know, you don't have to wait until you're an adult. If you want to do something, do it now.
And how old is her daughter?
I believe she is 3.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
she's 3.
I believe Keisha Knight Podium started commercials around with 3. I think she's
I think earlier than that.
No, she was an infant.
Yeah, I think she was an infant. Yeah, so she's been acting since she's been here. Yeah, she's been acting for a really long time. But shout out to Keisha Knight Podium. We love her and all the things that she's doing, not only in acting, but also to entrepreneur-wise. She has the venture capital company.
Yeah,
It's called the Fearless Fund.
Yeah, that provides money for Black women-owned businesses, and she does that with Ari and Simone.
Mm-hmm.
And again, it's called the Fearless Fund, and really great things happening as far as giving, again, money and funds to businesses. And this one in particular is African-American women businesses. So congratulations to Keisha and her partner.
Yeah, that's really, really
Business
cool.
partner.
Yeah, really cool. Okay, so I think that we have anything else going on? Anything we want to give away or talk to the people about, or just kind of chat about before we wrap up this live with the Twins Media on this Friday?
Did you guys miss us the 2 weeks that we were
Oh, it felt so good to be off for 2 weeks.
Take a break.
Take a break and just to breathe a little bit. So we hope that you guys also were able to rest. And how was your Labor Day? Let us know in the comments, what did you guys do for Labor Day? Did you relax? I don't know. They had, I think on the news, some people had some parties or some get-togethers. We're still in the pandemic, you guys, so be really careful whatever you do as far as going out, especially around a holiday, to still practice safety because we are still in a pandemic. So.
Yeah, and unfortunately, don't really want to end, so we'll have to think of something really light and airy before we end. But I read an article, or it was on the news about there was a teacher. She was 28 years old, and she had been, I guess, at the school for like 2 weeks. But I think what happened, she went to the school beforehand and kind of planned for the students to come back. So they're not sure if somebody on campus had COVID and she was in contact. But 2 weeks later, she passed away.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's
prayers
very,
to her family.
Yeah, it's very much still around in here, and all we can do is practice safety and be cautious and don't take for granted that maybe because the news is telling us the numbers are dropping. I don't have any data. I'm not going to provide any data because that's not my area. That's not my lane. But again, please be careful. Use the best caution. Wash your hands, social distancing, and all of those things because it still is not gone away in its entirety, and you want to make sure that you're healthy for your family and loved ones and friends.
Yeah, and we are going to end on a light note just for you beautiful people, but this would not be alive without mentioning two phenomenal human beings that are no longer here with us, John Lewis and Chadwick. Yeah, and so we actually have an article on both of them in our current issue. Another reason why I had to pick up the current issue of BSM magazine, and just not enough words for the both of them. I mean, how do you get enough words for what they have contributed to us here? I know you probably could speak on both as well. I'm going to speak on Chadwick real quick. And one of the things for me with him, just seeing how many people have been touched by how he handled his illness. And it actually, I don't want to say forced, but you think like, well, wait a minute, hold on. I didn't go to that event or that whatever because I said I had a slight headache. Yeah. If you don't get you some aspirin and get to that event or whatever. But I just love the how he carried himself for the short time that he was here. Yeah. And I think my takeaway from that is that he, at some point, and I will just say this because I'm just only speculating, knew that he was on assignment. Yeah. But the way that he handled it, and the fact that he was able to do all those movies in the midst of dealing with colon cancer, chemotherapy and surgeries and things like that, but he still was able to just pull from deep inside what God had instilled in him. And that's just, for me, forever going to be beautiful to think about. Yeah,
the fact that he didn't complain, which was evident with the people that were around him. Lupita Nyong'o posted on Instagram, I think, a few days ago, what Chadwick Boseman meant to her, and the fact that because he didn't complain, it allowed her to be a better person and not complain about certain things that they rightfully should have complained about, and the strength that he had, which to me, I equate his strength to what was given to him on the inside through God. That's my personal opinion, and I almost feel like when he was on set, that whatever he was made of, whatever he was created to be, that was his element. He had all the strength and energy at that particular time because that's what he was created to do. And then aside from that, I'm pretty sure he may have been in pain, or
and that was his private time with his family,
yeah.
and that's what I meant by like he understood he was on assignment,
Yeah.
because there's something that all of us are supposed to get from each and every movie. I like the fact that he also chose to depict to play in movies that actually spoke about something.
Yeah.
You know, I think he mentioned, I think he was on a soap opera many years ago, and
Yes.
I think they had him to where he was like a thug or robbing somebody, and he was like, why do we have to do that?
Yeah.
And so I love the fact that he was very careful about his roles. And I will say this, and wrapping it up for Chadwick, is that I love the fact that, you know, the Denzel Washington is mentioned in that as far as helping him with his tuition at one point, and then also to Felicia Rashad.
Yeah.
And now I can see how he was able to move. You know, it was already in him. But when I think about Denzel Washington and also Felicia Rashad, they move in a similar way. You know, they are here to do their job. They're on assignment, and they just keep it to where it's just some kind of peaceful and calm about it. Yeah,
Peaceful and calm.
so you guys, we know that you guys also have been affected by it as well. So just go ahead and let us know in the comments. Yeah, how you feel about that? Yeah.
He made it profound. When you've lived a life to where you use everything that you were given at creation, and you used it and you shared it, and you did it with such grace and dignity, and again, you know, the roles that he played, that had a profound impact on everyone, and that's why his death was hard for a lot of people, and because he wanted to represent African American or Black people in such a light where we're not always the stereotypical thugs or drug users or prostitutes or someone that's not educated. He wanted to, you know, he played roles carefully to depict us in that light. And at the end of the day, there's so many people in this world that are those things that Chadwick Boseman played on television, but sometimes it gets lost in translation when we look at the news and
the drama and things like that. And even though that, you know, there were some internet trolls that, you know, when he got close to the end and he lost a significant amount of weight, and them not knowing what it was, had some not so nice words to say. And we will just say that, you know, Darla Tobin Blake's, she always puts this up on social media.
Hi, Darla.
Hi, Darla. She says, be kind, because you never know what someone is going through. And so with Chadwick, you know, we didn't know what he's going through. And just be kind.
And we shouldn't assume, in wrapping up, if someone's lost weight or gained weight or something on the exterior is out of sorts. I guess if you can call it that, maybe that's not a good way to say it, but you never know, again, what someone else is going through, because sometimes what's on the outside, also there's something definitely going on the inside, and then it's better to be kind. And so the people that were making fun of Chadwick and his apparent weight loss and things of that sort, there's no judgment, but you know, to kind of say maybe I should not have said anything at all. But one of the things too, real quickly, is the fact that the Jimmy Fallon had a video, a YouTube video, and lots of us have shared it. And we like the fact that people were able to, well, I guess the guests came on and they thought that they were talking to, I guess, a Black Panther character poster of some sort. But Chadwick Boseman was behind the curtain. So each time someone spoke about what the movie and what the character meant to them, and some of it was really hilarious.
Yeah, it was hilarious, yeah.
He would come from behind the curtain, and they were like, oh man, here's Chadwick Boseman. But what we like is the fact that these people gave him his flowers while he was here. Yeah. And to go back and to be able to watch that video, and the part that got me is what the lady spoke at the very end, and she said, she said, well, but left him first, Wakanda forever, and he did it in the accent. That just kind of did it for me, you know.
Yeah, I think one of the funny parts was the guy said he watched the movie several times, even the bootleg one. He said, you know, you bootlegging my movie.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you guys so much for joining and watching and viewing the Twins of Media Live this Friday, September the 11th, and also we want to remember 9/11, 2001. So we do want to remember that and say that we'll never forget, the world will never forget. And we want to make mention of that as well. And then also too, this weekend, I believe on Sunday, there's a Versus battle. I like to.
Oh, is it this Sunday?
It's the 13th, I believe.
Oh,
yeah.
Is that Miss Gladys and Miss Patty
Miss
LaBelle?
Gladys.
Okay.
And then Patty LaBelle, I guess, with the
Yeah.
But so
new attitude.
Yeah. So I believe it's on Sunday. If I am incorrect.
So with the Patty
let me know.
LaBelle and Gladys Knight versus, do we wear shoes or no shoes? You know, Patty, she likes to kick off the shoes.
Kick off your shoes and flap your arms.
Yeah, do we wear the shoes and then kick them off?
Yeah, come off. Yeah,
and I love those two ladies. And Gladys Knight,
so
she's always
a lot of fun.
Yeah, she's always been a favorite of mine. Beautiful voice. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you guys are watching, or will be watching rather, the versus. I don't like to say battle. I like to say versus.
Sisterhood.
Coming together, sisterhood with Patty LaBelle and Gladys Knight. If you could be watching that on Sunday on Instagram, I don't have the time. I can't think of it right now, but. Also comment and let us know if you'll be there front row and center, and save us a seat, please, okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all that we have for our live broadcast, and thank you for joining us on this Feel Good Friday for the Twins of Media Live. And if you caught it midpoint, you can always go back and watch the replay. But until next time, talk soon, guys.
Bye-bye, guys. Love you.
All right, and we're going to just pick it out with our promo of the new current issue.
Which you can get at bsmandmedia.com.
There we go. There we go.
Enjoy the September-October 2020 issue of BSM Magazine with actor Curtis Cook, who talks Showtime's The Chi, Steven Spielberg's West Side Story, and even tells us about his journey to acting. Check out the BSM Puzzle t-shirt and puzzle mug. Also, shop with these amazing brands like Arignani's luxury handbags at arignani.com, Soul Beautiful Apothecary at soulbeautifulopothecary.square.site, and True Hair Savant at etsy.com. To read more about Curtis Cook and to join the conversation about Power to the Queendom play and the John Lewis and Chadwick Boseman tribute, head on over to bsmandmedia.com to grab your copy today. Follow us on social media and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at BSM Media Group.